Hey everybody, Joel here. Before you watch this video, just so you know, it did go wrong and it took like 2 months, and it's now 2017. It's January the 6th today. And I started this project at the beginning of November, so it has taken well over 2 months because a lot of things went wrong. Because they were going wrong, I didn't film all of it, but you'll see most of it leading up to the big issue, and then when you see the big issue, it'll skip forward to the solution. And that's like a month and a half later. I also noticed doing the editing right now that I'm wearing the same shirt. This is 2 months apart. I don't wear that shirt every day. Oh yeah, also the Osmo ran out of battery whilst I was filming, because I filmed everything at first, then I started filming clips, so the quality changes dramatically to my phone at some point and the sound gets a bit funny. So apologies for the poor video, but I hope you enjoy the video either way. Thanks for watching. Enjoy!
Hi guys, Joel here, back with another unboxing video, but this time with a little bit of a twist. See, this time it's an unboxing and build. So yeah, it involves a soldering iron stand, it involves, what are these, positioning clip with magnifier, it involves some solder and soldering bits, therefore it also involves a soldering gun. But that's the things to build it with, right? The thing that I'll be building is just over to my right. It is a, well, it's a Nixie Tube clock, right? So it's all sorted into lovely bags. It's a kit I've got to build. Some of these are static proof bags. Here are the Nixie tubes themselves. So here's one. Nixie tubes, little tiny Nixie tubes. So I'm going to be building this over the next few days, probably. I'll be doing a couple hours every now and then. I'm going to be doing a couple hours tonight. And when this is all finished, which will be in about 10-15 minutes for you, but about a week for me, I'll have a wonderful Nixie Tube clock. It's very cool, so I'm told. And yeah, so let's get started. Hopefully you'll enjoy the video and enjoy the process of me making this, which sounds like it's going to be so much easier than I know it will be, and I'm going to regret saying that. Yeah, here we go. Before I forget as well, in the description will be a link to the actual kit itself, which you can buy, which is from Amazon. Also the little kit that I got to actually build it with, and also a link to the descriptions on how to build it, but it's pretty self-explanatory. It's a series of process, do this, do that, put that in there, solder that. So pretty much a soldering gun is all you need to build this kit. I have little to no experience by building kits, by the way. I've built a built something. No, I built a AFM radio in a physics lab at uni once, and that's it. That's my entire experience in a nutshell. That was also the time I learned to solder. So I've soldered once before. So if I can do it, anybody can. And that's the moral of what I'm trying to get into by saying that. That was fine. How hard can it be, right? Right? I could do with a soldering mat, actually. I don't really want to get solder on the desk, but screw it. For those of you who know your Nixies, I'm not one of them. We have 4 IN12A numeric Nixies and 1 IN15A symbol tube for the center colon. So you've got 2 numbers, center colon, 2 numbers. So that's very cool. Look at these boards, they are amazing. I love that. I just love them. I love them already. It's amazing. Ah. So I'm going to start with Nixie PCB assembly, which is the stuff I've already got out, you see. So that's why I'm going to do that. But you get like a full picture of everything. It's literally kind of, I don't want to say dummy proof, but it kind of feels right. It kind of feels like I can't mess this up. So with that said, away we go. Right, well I guess I'll see you in a couple hours. I'll give you an update soon. So my first group of resistors is done. I've just trimmed off all the back. Quick note to myself and to anybody else who does this, bit of a noob rookie mistake. after I put them all in, I didn't then check that they were flush on the PCB board, so you can see that some of them are quite raised. So I'm going to have to go and remove the solder, pull them all down, neaten them up, but it's been a while, I guess. But yeah, going good so far. It only took me about 5 minutes maybe to do that. Yeah, some of the solders are brilliant, some of them look awesome, some I can tell like some of them I've not lost it. Some of them look horrendous. And unfortunately, the ones that I need to adjust the most are the ones with the best solders. One of them is rather loose. But yeah, everyone has their own solder technique, I guess. But I encourage you all to try something like this at some point. It is going to be so fun, and I can't wait to get more done. So it's coming to that time where now I'm going to take the solder out of the hole that I filled by accident. Never used this thing before, but I'm assuming pretty straightforward to do. Okay, let's give it a second to heat up, and that is incredible. So this transistor hole I filled by accident, and it's now empty. I kind of want to see what it looks like inside the desoldering pump thing. No, I can't. Oh, wait. So on the bottom of the plunger, it has loads of solder melt. This is greased, so I'm going to put it back. I feel like it was not designed to come out, but I did it anyway. I was interested. That is crazy cool, though. What an awesome invention. Worked first time. Bye-bye. Okay, so here's the PCB board. I'm just starting to put the Nixie plugs in now, which are really cool because they come from this D socket here. So what you do is you pull them out after taking it apart, and you get these little prongs here. They're really quite cool. I've had one small unfortunate accident with the soldering iron. It's caught me there. Not too bad. I think it looks a bit worse than it is, but I have got a bit of discoloration in the burn. I'll get that under some water in a second, a bit more. But yeah, we're coming along nicely. This is the PCB board. Got 2 rows of transistors in, 2 sets of resistors in. What was quite strange with this board actually is that obviously the transistors are polarized, so we needed them going a certain way, but they're printed on the board to face this way, but in this row they all have to face the opposite way to the way they're printed. Also got 2 rows of LEDs, got LEDs down here and LEDs over here, and now I'm just putting the Nixie sockets in. Once all that's done, we'll be pretty much on our way to finishing bag 1. Okay, so the PCB is done, finally. Yeah, it's taken me a few hours, but look at that, absolutely dreamy. Getting these Nixie pins in was quite tricky, but I found a good way to do it was to actually fit the Nixie tube in itself, and that'd hold them all in the right place and also the right height. And then I soldered everything in with the Nixie tubes in place, and then I took them out again. And I did that for each one, and I didn't use the same one for each one either, just in case any of the pins were slightly bent. So I plugged in all the Nixies to do that, which I found was a really useful little trick. So if you ever do one of these, I recommend you do that. But now the PC board's complete, we need to move on to the controller PCB, which will regulate the power and also the electronics and the bits and bobs that make the clock actually work. So yeah, I might just give it a little start. I didn't think I'd be able to finish a whole PCB today, so job's a good one. So I'm just looking at the instructions on the website, and before we begin on the clock PCB assembly, we've got to make 2 small fixes, and that is just here at the top of our rate. We've got to cut this track here, and then just remove this solder resist here to create a bridge at a later point. But more importantly, on this capacitance circuit just here, there's a short that is sometimes between the underlying printed circuit and this negative port here, so you've got to check for that and then remove it if you have to. So I've now done that. and we can now start on the clock PC assembly. So I'm literally just starting the clock PCB when the first thing we've got to fit is a diode. Now, for those of you who don't know, a diode restricts the movement, or the flow, I should say rather, of electricity in one direction only, and it actually flows where this black band is. It flows in that direction. That black band corresponds to, on the diode, on the PCB, this white band. So you can see here is classic example, 2 diodes next to each other, but they're, or 3 I should say, and they're all alternating directions. You've got to make sure you get that right, otherwise it ain't gonna work at all, and you'll be scratching your head for ages because they won't be broken. When you put a connector over it, it'll still flow, but you've got to make sure you get it the right way. Okay, so the diodes are all in, and I'm gonna solder them in right now. This time you get to watch. Alexa, play Game of Thrones. Just like that, 3 minutes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 solders in 3 minutes, well, just a bit less. Okay, the clock PCB is now finally completed. I've now got the connector strips on and ready to connect the 2 PCB boards together. And then we're well on our way to finishing this up in one evening. I mean, it is getting a little bit late. It's totally worth it. This has been incredibly fun. I've had the Game of Thrones audiobook on whilst I've been soldering away. I've had the odd phone call here and there. It has been a brilliant evening, I have to say. I've had a lot of fun doing this. I kind of don't want to stop. I burnt my hand a fair few times. So I got one burn there, one burn there, one burn there. So caught myself a few times with the soldering iron, but that's mainly me just being an idiot. But yeah, it's going great. I've had a lot of fun. Tie these two together, on to the next step. Okay, something was bound to go wrong eventually, and this is only 2 minutes from the last little clip that I filmed. These connector strips I've cut way too short. There needs to be about 2 millimeters, and the diagonal as well, look at that. I cut them so wonky. I fitted them all in one go and then cut them wonky, and that wonkiness means the end one is about 2 mil too short than that one there. Now about 1 millimeter too short, but they're all about 2 mil too short. So, solution I'm thinking is fix this connector to the other PC board and then maybe bind the two. Don't know though. I'm such an idiot. Yeah, I haven't figured that out just yet. Working on it though. Yeah, well. Okay, so believe it or not, it is actually like 2 months later. It didn't go to plan at all. I got so far and it stopped working, and here's my dad. We have actually just fixed the board itself, but it is all now complete. And I didn't have a multimeter in Durham, so I couldn't do this without his knowledge. But Dad, you can just get the lights. The one, yeah. Turn this one off. And the big one as well. Ta-da! It now works, so we just need to program it. But the Nixie clock is all finally done, and look how amazing that looks. It just looks so cool. I'm not sure why this right one isn't on. Maybe that needs fixing. I don't know. But it's on. Oh, it's so cool.
Yes, boss.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So now we need to assemble the case. But we need to assemble the case now, and then once we've done that, it'll finally all be done, and this video, which is taking me 2 months, will be finally finished. You have no idea how frustrating this has been. Kit. It involves these things. It involves a soldering iron. What a great... I was about to say what a great little invention before.
Still got it.